Hello and welcome to today's episode of Everyday Woman here on KTN Home. My name is Eustace Tegla. I'm excited to bring you yet another interesting episode. Well, our guest today is a former renowned long-distance marathon runner. She has broken the world record on this particular race. Well, almost 30 years now after she's off the track and after having her name in the Hall of Fame, she has dedicated her life to social activities that show sports transcends beyond borders and bring people together despite their culture, beliefs, and responsibilities. We have the pleasure of meeting Ambassador Dr. Tegla Lorupe. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you and meeting you here today.
Yeah, in our office.
In your office. Wonderful. So many medals around. I mean, how many can you count?
I don't know. These are the few for the office, but we have been at home.
Okay, amazing. Talking of home, we would want to know how it was like, growing up. But first things first, introduce yourself by your three official names.
Yes. My names are Tegla Lorupe. Or I have to say my name is Tegla Lorupe.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, how was your childhood like? You started running at a young age, but before all that, were you an active kind of child? Did you start running away from, at the age of 3, or how was it like?
I think I was a very, very active kid when I grew up in the mountains in a place called Leland in West Pokot. And all our lives, we are farmers, and when you are a girl, either you take care of the kids at home and you do housework, and my brothers would go and take care of the animals, but I was always trying to be where they are and playing around with them. And then going to school is almost like 10 kilometers away, and going to cultivate, because we only grow potatoes and vegetables because it's high. We could go almost like almost 100 kilometers to grow maize. Either you go on Friday, you stay the whole week. By then I was not in school. That's how my parents used to go. So we grew up in that life. We go bring maize, like for when you're a small kid, you have like 10 kilos on your back after working and coming home. So our life was always running up and down. And I loved the work. But for me, I stayed like a babysitter. So I know all those kind, carrying the kids, helping the community. Yeah.
Okay. At least you're a bit of both. You would go out with the brothers and the family. You're not
Fighting
a bit of
with them, not those.
Oh, fighting physically. Were you the only girl?
No, I was number 3 in the family. But my mother, she's somebody with a big heart. She could host many kids. Yeah. So my brothers with the friends and relatives. Yeah, but I didn't fight anybody physically, but I was challenging them with my mouth or whatever activities I was doing. Yeah.
All right. So then, how did you balance school life and living among a farming community and all that distance that you had to cover to achieve a day's chore?
One thing that gave me a lot of strength is that I saw the way my mother and other women are working, and I wanted to make a difference whereby, first of all, I wanted to have education and to see that like the rich kids. So I wanted to make sure that my family have something different from me. So I used to love what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And when it comes to athletics, my father did not like sports, and I can say he didn't understand, but he was kind of like protecting their daughter. And for me, it was a way whereby I wanted to make sure that a boy child and myself, we are all the same, because we come from the same mother. In the evening, we come and eat together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whereas your father did not quite understand why you're interested in running and all that, you started running at pretty a young age, 7 years?
Yeah, because I was running to school very far, and I wanted. First of all, I stayed in my aunt's place, and I was a babysitter. I was taking care of their children, and the husband used to take his kids to school. And then for me, I say, I think I have to go back to my parents, and I want to go to school. So I was independent at a young age. Yeah, yeah.
All right. And then you started running and you started winning all these races at a young age. Tell me, how then did that influence and impact your zeal and your desire to make a difference since at that tender age?
Well, when you know you are called, first of all, when I went to school,
Yep.
I started to do what we call in the classes, and I was one of the best, and I could mobilize my own class, boys and girls. And then we say, you know what, our class, we need to be the best. And with the noise makers, if somebody make a noise, when you make mistake, we couldn't say it was you, so we could die, all of us.
Okay.
So it was a joint venture. So not knowing that I was going to be successful. So suddenly our class, we started to be the best, and we were very young. And because of that, the unity. Our teacher, who is a games master, saw that there is something in me, that leadership, organizing, playing with the boys, and then the boys were not happy. Sometimes we break our legs, but we still love them. And because when you have a games master that he understands sports, he start to encourage me. And you know, you have one thing now, you have to balance education. You have to be very good in class, so that when you go home, your parent doesn't see that what happened is because of sports. Now you are number last. So I was one of the best girl in class, and especially mathematics. In our rural area, parents think that the boys who are doing well in mathematics is their job. I say, no way. I make sure that I'm number one in class, and I will make sure that the mathematics subject I will be number one, and sports. So I was balancing so that they don't have a look way, so that say this one doing sports, and now you see what she's doing. And when I sat for my exams to go to high school, I was number one in the location and the district. And my brother, yes, and my brother was all the time staying at home studying. He got the same marks like me.
All right.
So for me, I was admitted in the government school. So my brother had to stay home, but I had now to talk to my father and let my brother go to school, so that he can study like me. We come from a poor family, and this is the marks that we are brought to you. You should be proud of us. Yeah.
All right.
And now when I came to high school, so I was able now to meet other athletes who were running for the national girls, and I was able to do sports proper.
All right. So education-wise, sports-wise, you're leading all through secondary, was it?
Yes.
How much of a difference then did you make when you came to secondary school? Did you participate in other regional events and the awards that you had under your name? And at what age was that?
Wait, when I came to high school, my father was really proud, and he said, now I will take my daughter for the first time. Say, I will take my daughter to high school. So I think I did 3 interviews for different schools. One was in Lorupe, and then I disqualified because I was a good person in sports. And when I landed in Nasogol, I came to Nasogol when they were preparing to go to Iten. That's the school team.
Yeah.
So I was asked to do sports. By then, I had given my father my word that if you take my brother to high school, and then I'm not going to do anything with sports in high school, because it's boarding school, nobody control me. And then my father told me, are you sure? I say, I give you my word, my father. So make sure that my now it's late. Take William to Kabenguria Boys High School, and I will stay in Nassau, and I will never do sports. I was really stupid, not knowing that I was known when I was in primary. I was one of the best athletes from West Pokot. When I came to school, the headmistress was a white woman from, she was British. So they say, when you are a mono, I say, we know that we have one of the best mono here. Come here, I say. And then I was looking behind, see if they are calling the others. I say, you, because I was a little bit short, at least I'm a little bit tall now. They asked me, you are going to run. I say, I'm not an athlete. Why I say this, that because I gave my word to my father. I say, I'm not a good athlete. I say, no, we know you. I say, no, I'm not a good athlete. So They asked me, did you sign the school rules? I say, yes. I start to be rude. I say, yes. Oh, what is the rule number? I don't know, number 10. They say, oh, yes, sports is compulsory. So they told me there are two things. Either you follow our rules or you go home. For me, I say, if I go home, my father will say, okay, now they will marry you off. What's the next? And then I say, okay, of course I will run. Do you know what they did to me? It was a relay. You run 1 kilometer and you take the baton and come and go 400 meters and you give the baton. But they told me that if you don't do it, you will run 400 meters with your knees. So I saw the other monos with the wounds. They did, I say, not with me.
Okay.
So I was given the teams of Form 4. Those people were fat. They were not good athletes. So we had to run against the school team that they were going to compete in the team. So the Form 3 and Form 2 and the mono was me. I was asked, you mono, you have to start, and if you fail, you will see us tonight.
Wow, interesting.
So it was terrible. So I took the start. So I ran so fast that I reached the point and I took my baton. The second woman, I met her on the way going. So I came and finished 400. I gave the baton. So we won.
And from then,
the following day, they told me, now you will be in the team, the school team that are going to Eden for the cross country. I was really tired. I had pain. I said no. I was crying, but they understood my problem. And then they from force, they protected me. So I didn't have the issue of monos because I helped them. So I came to Eden for the first time. National girls won. They never won anything.
So with your talent in running and how bright you were, you were able to cushion your life through high school and what have you. And let me tell you, since then, she has run the races up to a point where she has broken world records. And of course, she got her name in the Hall of Fame. We are going to take a short commercial break. And when we are back, we are going to talk all about her achievements, her success, up to this moment that she is an ambassador of peace. This is Everyday Woman. Welcome back. This is Everyday Woman and we are having a conversation with Tegla. I'm just wondering, how do you manage to win all these races and everything that you've done, both physically, literally running and involving yourself in many social activities?
First of all, when you talk about winning races, it's very hard. It's a hard work. It's commitment. So I had to do a lot of training and leave other things leisure-wise, and going out of your country. So you need to bring successful stories. And also, for us as Kenyans, or maybe I can say I put myself in Africa. When we go outside, they say, okay, women from Africa, they are not too many. They cannot do nothing. For me, I understand the problem why we are not able to take many athletes outside. Why? We did not have a lot of support, either from the families or from the federation and from the government.
Okay.
And the few of us that we went outside, they did very well. For example, when you see somebody like Susan Serma, those are the people who went ahead of us. They were doing very well. And here I come, I say, okay, for me, I have stigma. One thing, I come from a conflict area. I come from West Pokot. It's only me, I do not have a coach. It's me and my legs are up there. So I say, you know what, I think I have to make sure that women from our community can surpass all these negative words.
Absolutely.
So
and with
coming to Europe, they say, oh, African women, they are not good. I say, no, I'm not from my community. Now I'm the pool of Africa. And then they will see me that they will be African woman who will shut the mouth of for the white people the way they talk about that. They put us in the pool of our political core. They are very corrupt, including we as athletes. I say we are not corrupt. It's only that we do not have opportunity. Again, we don't have world records. I say, how are we going to break these world records?
You decided to
yes,
do the
I
work.
decided no, I will train. So somebody who gave me a lot of encouragement. I have to thank Ansara, who was my coach in post office. And going to Europe, my manager called Wagner from Germany, he supported me 100%. And when my federation they were just neglecting me because of being a girl from West Pokot. They didn't want me to continue. So I was training in Germany, running some races there. And to represent the country was very difficult. I come, they drove me out. Why? I come from West Pokot.
So that was the main reason?
That was the main, yeah. So that built my heart. I said, you know what? I will never hate you, but I know where the problem is. My people, they fight. And nobody want to understand why these people are fighting. So, but there will be something good from this community. And I took that I want to do something for our community, that women also can have pride. The community will have pride. For me, I realized again, in the Turkana side and Marquette, these are our people. My mothers, 2 of them come from Marquette. Despite the fact they fight, they are still my community. So going to Europe,
you took all that to heart.
I took
you
that.
won the record.
Yes, we
internationally, set a new world record.
And then I say now, what are the success that I have? It's not only for my community, it's for the country and for the women as such, especially women from Kenya and from Africa. Haile Gabriel Selassie came to me one time and said, Tegla, I want you to open the door for our women. I want you to break world record. And Haile was from another manager. And because I was always outspoken, when I see our African athletes, I always go and talk to them. I say we need to do something good for ourselves and for our continent. In 1994, I was dropped out of the race, and I was number 1 in Nairobi. I was not taken to Hungary. They took Mary Jemweno, Helen Jemweno, who was number 2 by 2 minutes in Ngong. President Moi saw the competition. I came from Germany. I slept the following day. I was in a race. They were thinking Tegla will not compete, and I won by 2 minutes behind me. Wow. But I was dropped out of the team, and then I said, now this is final. I'm going to Uganda to run for Uganda. I was offered money to run for Europe. I said, no, I will never run away from problem, but I will go to Uganda. So it's become like a political issue. The president of Uganda wanted me to run for Uganda, and then Moi said, no way. This girl has the pride of the country. He called me to State House. I said, where do you want to go? I said, I'm going to Uganda. The reason is that our people are fighting. It's not their joy, but I've been subjected to that. And this is what kills people. So, and then that's what the time that the government protected me. They say, no, please stay home. And now I say, now I'm going now to see that good things has to happen. And when we talk about the conflict, I had to come home now to make peace races to see that I can unite our people through sports. And because they have seen what I have done, they will listen to me.
Absolutely. But before we talk about how you came to build your foundation, talk to us about that moment when you broke the world record. You know, you were recognized internationally, and you say that is what really opened the entire world to you, to make sure that you're out there and you do exactly what you had wanted to do since you were young. I
ran the first marathon in New York, and that's when I became the first Kenyan and the first African woman to win New York. I went to New York with difficulties. When the race organized, I said, you run New York? I said, yes, I want to run New York. And there was Commonwealth. And then I told President Moi, I'm not going for the Commonwealth, because they will definitely leave me the last minute, but give me the blessing to run New York Marathon. He asked me, Tegla, will you? I say, in West Pokot, we go 100 kilometers and bring maize on our back. What is 42 kilometers? I want to show the world I will win. one organizer, not organizer, a manager, who wanted me to be in his management. I said, no, I know the way you are mistreating the athletes. I will stay where I am. He told me, Tegla, 3 months you will not make it. And then I told him, in 3 months you will see me winning New York. And then I left, I was crying. The race organizer herself came to me and said, Tegla, this is my race. I saw the way this man talked, but I want to help you, but don't put pressure. You just come and run the race. You will be the first Kenyan to run marathon. So when I went to New York, there was no media to talk to me because I was nobody. So I was just doing my things. The day of the competition, I got my number 7. This number 7 I was given by Fred Lipo, but he died 1 month before. And he told the sister that take this number, it's a lucky number, on his deathbed. Give to that girl, Tegla, to use number 7. So I was waiting why I don't have the number. So Friday people have the numbers. I don't have. In the morning, I was going to start, and this woman came to me and said, it's your number from my brother. So I took the number and said, am I going to be number 7 like this one? So anyway, finally I ran, and then I won.
Wow.
All ambassadors from Africa who are in the United Nations, they came and supported me. So I was not running for Kenya alone.
It was the biggest run and the biggest win.
Yes.
And here you are today with that. You have your organization. Talk to us about it, and the achievements that came after that, including you getting recognized by the UN in 2016.
Yeah, okay. The achievement that came after that, I broke another world record of English Christianity in 11 years. And then the British did not like, and then that number was not recognized. But who is Tegla with a big mouth? I say, you know what, when you see my color, you think that I did not run. English Christianity ran with men, and I ran now with the men, but men did not put me on their shoulders. I did it. And then they realized this one, they had to rectify. I say, no, there is a, no, your world record is okay. I spoke, and then I was supported also by the African leaders, including the late Kiplagat and David O'Keefe, who wrote the letter to IAAF, including the Prince of Monaco, saying, you know what, we have seen injustice that they have done to Tegla all along from where she comes from up to here.
Ambassador Dr. Tegla Lorupe has so much to share, such that we are going to do 2 episodes of her story. Stay tuned next week for the 2nd edition of Tegla Lorupe's story here on Everyday Woman.